Good morning. This is Endora shawl, and I'm going to do the beginning. I'm going to try to make it quick because things don't like to upload in my house. Okay, so you do your slip stitch, your first 3 for your beginning. You can also use a magic circle for this if you'd like. Sorry. Still early in the morning. Slip stitch those together, and that's going to be your beginning circle. Do your first 3, then you need to do your DC, chain 2, and then your next 2 DC, there. Okay? Now you're going to do your chain 3 and your 4 DC cluster, which goes right in the top of that last DC that you made. You can also do a popcorn stitch here if you want to kind of cheat. It's okay. Okay. I'm just going to let my ball drop on the floor there. Okay, so now you have that. Close that up. I always end with a little stitch, and then you want to make a slip stitch right into that same top of that one DC. Okay? You don't even have to do that little thing if you don't want to. It's just a little nub. It's not even really necessary. But let's continue on. Chain 1, and you do your 2 DC, chain 2, 2 DC, chain 3 in that same beginning circle. It's just kind of like you're making a doily or a granny square, however you want to do it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, okay. Now you're going to 2 DC, HDC around those 2 DCs in the last DC that you made, which is this one right here. Okay? We're going to go, oops, wait, little bugger. 1, 2. Now we're going to do the HDC around the last 2 stitches, which are these 2 that we just made. Not the beginning chain, but these 2. This is also how you're going to, this is the same kind of stitch throughout the pattern. It's the 2 DC and then the HDC that kind of wrap around or hug it. Okay? Then you're going to put another DC in the same spot. And that is going to be what your photo D looks. This is what photo D is. Okay? You're going to now work in the beginning circle, which is the very center there. Sorry for my tail. Okay? Add your DC. And then you're going to HDC, or half double, right around that same one, or those 2 right there. Sorry for my tail. Okay? And you're going to stick another little DC right in that same hole. Okay? And that's going to be your photo E. Now for the last bit of this, you do another DC right around the top of, that's going to be your beginning chain from the beginning of the whole entire piece. So you wrap it around there, and you do another one of those little half double crochet little huggies on there. Okay, now you do 2 DC in the same space. And once again, we do a little hug. And to finish it off, I say in the last stitch, with the TRC, the triple crochet into the last stitch, you can just kind of cheat and just put it in the same space. Okay, and then you do your chain 3, setting up for the next row. Okay, so just remember this is worked in a round. If you don't want to add the little nub, you don't have to. Just do your chain 3, your DC, 2 chain, 2 DC, chain your single, 2 DC, 2 chain, 2 DC, and then work your top stitch. You don't have to do the little nub if you don't want to. I kind of like it, just kind of finishes it off. And these right here are just 2 DC and a hug of an HDC around it. Okay? And you're splitting these 4 up in these 3 spaces. Hope that helps. Love to see it when it's done.